I think we're here. If you guys see me, just wave your hands. Oh, I can't see you. Happy Saturday, and I am just super excited. Does that mean anything? Just because of the Birria Taco, or Birria, however the heck you say it. I'm looking forward to it. So is Mrs. Old Guy.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it all week, and now that it's cooking, you're floating on air. Who have we got in the room, Mrs. Old Guy?
We have Carol.
Hi, Carol.
And Ronald.
Ronald, happy Saturday. Hope you both had a good week. It was a week.
It
Here.
was.
I guess it always is from one Saturday to the next. Guess you can't, I guess that's a logic you just can't get around. Hate to admit it. All right, so other than the tacos, gonna make some Mexican coleslaw or southwestern slaw, however. And for dessert, we got some bread pudding gonna get made. I did have to start the meat and stuff earlier, just because it takes 2 to 3 hours for the meat to cook tender enough for you to, use it for the tacos. You don't want something really tough and chewy, so I had to get it going a little bit ago. But I'll kind of go through what I got in it here at some point. We got a few more folk in the room or whatever. Oh boy. So I don't know. What is there to talk about, Mrs. Old Guy? What have we been doing? Is my hair all messed up?
It is.
That's probably because I had my hat on. Here. Is that any better?
A little better.
A little bit, but not much. Should I just go ahead and mess it up and then just...
However you want it.
Well, which do you think is going to be easier? For me to just mess it up or for me to continue?
It's fine.
Huh? It's okay? I'm all right? I'm not going to, Okay. Oh, man. Well, I guess you can see where this is going. Absolutely nowhere. Where is everybody? Although, some Saturdays it is pretty slow.
It is.
And that's okay. It just means more tacos for you guys. It's not going to take long. I'll start on the bread pudding here in a minute, but got time to kind of mess around and, just blab about nothing. I guess I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Old Guy radio players. There's been some real fluctuation in obtaining a cast of people that have some reliability and B actually have some talent, and I am super.
Do you need a drink?
Super excited to get started with the new cast. Most of them are local, which makes it nice. It's less hassle of trying to get a bunch of different time zones together. As it is, it's 3 time zones: Eastern, Mountain, and I guess Western, or I'm not sure what they call it on the coast there, but Pacific maybe.
Maybe.
So, really looking forward to it. A week from tonight, we'll all get together and actually do some recording. And I've been chomping at the bit to do it. I would have tried to do it this weekend, but I figured I need to make sure that my other casts are going to be able to get online and we do it on Zoom, so make sure they can get connected on Zoom and all that. So we'll give it another week, and then hit this. Then we'll hit the recording block. It should be a good time. What are you doing, Chumley? Huh?
You don't know what he wants.
He knows what he wants. He just don't know how to get there.
He might need some water. That will give you something to do for a minute.
Okay, I'm going to get my dog some water. That's going to give me something to do for a minute. You need a drink, Chum?
Come on.
Somebody. All right. Nope. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to get started on the dessert. It's got to bake and then cool, so I'll get it going first.
Come on.
A whisk.
Coming through, Charlie, or what?
Some
Come on.
milk and cream. And a little bit of sugar. Let's see. Drink, drink. Okay. Let's make some bread pudding. Guess I'll turn the oven on. That'll help, especially when it comes to baking it. Isn't that right, Mrs. Old Guy?
Yes.
Couple of eggs there. Okay.
Eli wants to know what he missed.
Eli, you haven't missed nothing yet. Not really. I mean, you missed. I put 2 eggs in the bowl. I haven't missed nothing. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Or I mean, good that you're here. I was saying earlier, I got the meat cooking a little bit earlier, just because you know as well as I do that it takes 2 or 3 hours to cook that meat nice and tender. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't go way too long on the stream. All right, so I'm making some bread pudding. 2 eggs. What's that? I got my half a cup. And a 1/4 cup of cream. Come here. 1/4 cup of cream. Shake that out. Let me get these back into the fridge real quick, and we'll move on to the next part. Oh, let's walk into my chair. That was pretty close to oh no.
Eli says we too are making Birria Tacos.
Oh, nice.
Birria or whatever.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Here, when I get this done, I'll show you what I used in mine. Let's see if I come anywhere close to being right. All right, so I don't want that much. I'm gonna add some nutmeg and a little bit of this cinnamon. Okay, it's not gonna. Doesn't take a lot. Dump in the sugar. Dump in a little bit of vanilla. Come on. Boing! Ring the bell and win a prize. Okay. Get this mixed up. I'm going to make just a little bit of sterling sauce with some spiced rum to top this with. Yeah, it should be good. That's really good. Okay. Got a day old baguette here. Start breaking it down. Yes, yes, yes. The house smells amazing right now.
Eli says he's making a habanero and smoky chipotle salsa to go along with them.
Oh, nice. I'm making a Southwestern or Mexican coleslaw. Not sure which would be more authentic, but name wise. You see what I'm putting in it, and then you can tell me if it's just a Southwestern thing or what. Okay. Get this in there. Looks like I can put a little more. I have to let this sit for a few minutes before I put it in the oven. I want to make sure that this soaks up as much of this liquid as it can without going dry. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. I'll give that a minute. I'll just set this over here. So I'll show you what I put in mine. You like, because this is like, I think maybe the third time I've made it.
Yeah.
So I got a whole bunch of different chilies that I put in. A bunch of them. Let's see. This one just says New Mexico style, and some of that one I'm not sure how to say that one, and some anchos. And so I'm not sure how to say that one either. Can you see the name on that?
Yes.
And a bunch of I put in some of these. It just says New Mexico hot peppers. I don't know if you can see those. I put a few of those in there. Those are the chilies that I use. I don't know how right or wrong. That's what I used. And then of course, the Mexican oregano, the laurel bay leaves, and the Mexican cinnamon. I wanted to be just about as follow the recipe as closely as I could.
He says you got the good ones.
Good. Yay! At least I did something right. Coriander, the clove, garlic, onion, tomato. Trying to think what else would in there. I had my little list here. Let's see. I put in some white pepper, just a little bit of vinegar, black pepper, coriander. Hopefully it'll be good. It sure smells good, I'll tell you that. Oven's hot. That's good. Okay, still gotta soak up some more. Get over there. Yeah, I want to make sure that gets soaked in as best as I can. Give it another couple minutes. And I'll throw it in. And I guess after I put this in the oven, I'll start with the slaw. So it has time to sit for a little bit. Yum.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna eyeball it. There's nothing I measure as far as, like, you saw what I did for this. I just kind of eat. Same thing will be with that slaw. I'm gonna put in this, and some of that, and a squeeze of this, and a dash of that. And stir it around and hope it tastes okay. Ooh, Saturday. It's really nice out today. Up, I don't know, around 50 or so. That's really nice here this time of year. Had some March days that were pretty cold. So.
That's for sure.
That is for sure. All right. Got the pan here. Let's give a little bit of this stuff on there. I could have used the butter, but I had that, so I figured might as well use it. Okay. It's going to stick on me for a bit, or be thick on me. What am I saying? Yeah, boy, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, sounds like other people I know. All right, I get some of the stuff out of the way. Okay, just a minute here, all. Just remember, it's doing the working and the thinking that wears a guy out. And right now, I'm too wore out to do much more thinking. It's kind of a busy day.
It was. Started early.
It did. Started way too early. Up and out the door.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. All is well in the land of Oz. All right. I guess I'll mutter and yammer about much to do about nothing. So, and I guess that's okay to do. That's about all I ever do anyway. Flap my gums. Come on over, Tom, you old gum flapper. yeah, my grandpappy, he called him Gum Flapper. Gum Flapper Jones. Gum Flapper Jones. Try and get all this out here. Okay. There's just that one piece there. It's kind of the very end of the crust. I'll stick it down in there. Let's see what happens. I think I'm going to pour just a tad bit of milk on the top. I really don't want this to go dry. Just a little bit more milk here and there. Okay. Okay, set that timer for, let's go 25 minutes. 25 minutes and we'll see what it looks like after that. Does that sound okay, guys? Is that the lazy boy? Okay, so you saw the chilies. Let me get them out of my way here. Now what am I doing? Coleslaw. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Start with, basic shredded cabbage and a couple of carrots in there. I think there might be a little bit of purple cabbage too. By the way, Carol, you'll probably get some of this too. All right, let's get that out of my way. There it is. All right. Let's start with a little red onion. And just make some nice slivers. Oh. Fine. I'll use the glue.
Ralph? Hi, all. I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, hi, Ralph. Happy Sunday in the extra future. All right. I'm just starting to cut up some vegetables here for the coleslaw. I guess it's not really coleslaw, but slaw. Okay. Toss that in there. And of course, some jalapeno. Better watch what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
I don't want that big pieces at all. I'd rather have it just kind of little bitty pieces so that it's evenly through the slaw. rather than biting into a big chunk and Okay. Get this cut up real fine here. Yes. There's Eli, do they have El Tapatio there? Restaurant? Just curious. That's where we go to an El Tapatio. And absolutely love the slaw that they serve.
Yeah.
A little bit in a bowl with the salsa and the chips. Man, oh man, oh man. Good stuff.
Eli says we have the hot sauce, LOL.
Okay. Yeah, I know they have a hot sauce. That's
Yes,
like
they don't have the restaurant.
okay. I don't know if it's a local chain or not. There's one in Delta, which is like 40 miles or so, and there's one in Grand Junction. So I didn't know if they were, maybe they're just a small little local chain or something. They got really good food though.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They're good Birria Tacos too.
They do. That was very good. All right. Gonna need some cilantro for the tacos, and I'm also gonna want some for this slaw. So let's just get.
Because our washing machine can't keep up.
Oh no,
Let's do that.
those aren't fun to replace. We've done it.
Yeah. And Natalie's here saying a quick hello from work.
Well, hello, Natalie. Saying hello from work. I'm saying hello from my kitchen. Hello. We're just getting some stuff cut up to make some Mexican coleslaw. And we got some birria taco mix or meat stewing in the pot over here. Alright. Maybe just a little more. Maybe just a little bit more cilantro. Don't want to be too stingy. Okay. TAL. Tough lime. Let me see. My little juicer here. That'll help. Let's get some lemon juice in here. Or lime, I mean. Boy, that's a tough lime. Wow. I might have to get a different one out. Or another one. Wow. That is one tough lime. Holy smokes. I wonder where they grew this one. Wow. That was a pretty tough lime.
Hopefully the others aren't like that.
Yeah, me too. All right. Got to have lime for tacos, so I'm not going to put that much more in. Wrong way to cut it for juicing, but the right way to cut it for your tacos. So. Oh, that's much better. I'm actually getting a fair amount of juice out of this one. Okay. Just because I have it, I'm going to put some red bell pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Can definitely get used. Slaw. Okay. I do want to watch down here, guys. I don't want to cut myself.
That wouldn't be good.
It hurts when you do that. So I'd rather not. It's been a while since I've cut myself. I hope I didn't just jinx it, but all right. Bell pepper. All right. Let me get this out of my way. Nope, not quite yet. Let's shove this over this way. I gotta cut some onion up for the tacos. This one, both of them. A little bit of what? What do you think? A little bit of both?
Sure.
White and red?
Ralph says, I've never seen a handheld juicer before. I've only ever tried the tabletop
Oh, really?
sort in which you can put more weight into it.
Yep. Then we've got a couple of them. I just prefer that one. I just prefer it. Although, well, they both serve their purpose, I suppose. The one with the little catch basin on it. I mean, they're good, especially for lemon, to help catch the seed. Lime, you don't really have that problem so much. Okay. Got a buddy coming over for some tacos after the stream. He's never had them, so I'm hoping that I ruin him for regular tacos. Oh, a regular taco, not even close. I want one of them ones that Tom had. Let's get these on. Okay. And I suppose I'll just do this right now so I don't have to. Let me just get. See that? Try jumping.
Yeah, you do it.
Get a couple wedges cut here. Wow. That is one tough, dry little. Get some out of it, but
Well, that's unfortunate.
yeah, it is. Want me to squirt a little lime juice on them?
Sure.
Put a little lime juice on the lime. Make it more limey.
Yeah.
Limey. Okay. Get this out of the way. Finished picking up here. I got the time. Okay. Finished making this together here. Do, 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 do. About a teaspoon of coriander. Ooh, not that much. About a quarter teaspoon of some white pepper. And get a little vinegar here. A little bit of salt. Get in there. And to help balance it all out, should have done it a second ago, but it's okay. Kind of balance out all the flavors. A couple teaspoons of sugar. Might need more coriander. I don't know. I'll taste it. It's good. But it needs something else. What is that something else, you might ask? And what is that something else you might ask?
What is it?
Well, now that you made me do that, I forgot. I might need just a touch of chili powder. Got about a million. This one open. I got so much chili powder. That's paprika. Okay. I know I got an open one here somewhere. There's the open one. Teaspoon or so. Okay. Take a minute and mix this in really well. All right. Set that aside. Rinse off my hands again. It's going to be some good eating. Everybody still there? It's awfully quiet in the room.
Guy with no identity. Old guy in Colorado.
with no identity.
Yeah.
Whoa, how mysterious. I don't recall. Have you been in the room before?
I don't think so. I don't remember that name.
Do I know you? Did you have another YouTube name, or is this your first time here? Or you've got me wondering. I wonder. We got Birria Tacos on the menu tonight. I just got through making some slaw, and I got dessert with 5 minutes left in the oven. Oh, I keep telling people, and I'm going to say it again, it's just doing the working and the thinking that just absolutely wears a fella out. Gets to the point where you can even hardly stand anymore.
Ralph says, I think we're all just sitting back and enjoying the stream rather than speaking.
Well, it could be. Well, that sure looks good. Give this a stir around the edges and get that stirred back in. How we doing here? Gonna give this meat a quick check. Just see if it's far enough along I could start reducing this down a little bit. Not even close. Turn it up a little bit. Yep, it's going to be a while before that's ready.
That's going.
Yep, so we got lots of time for questions and answers, or more suggestions on dinners, or talk about other food, whatever it is. We got plenty of time. Because I ain't going nowhere till I'm full of tacos. I'm happy to say that this year is the first year in like 5, maybe 6 years that I don't have any big spring projects to do. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 years, my spring projects took all summer. The whole spring and the summer. So this year, I do have some things I want to do, but none of them are anything that would take me more than a day, really. There might be one that takes me a couple days, but I'm going to try and take it easy.
Eli says, sorry, I'm in the kitchen myself, jumping in and out of the stream.
Oh, that's okay, Eli. Hey, I understand. You don't want to ruin your tacos, man. I think it's cool that we're both making the same thing. So,
Steve's here.
hey, Steve, happy Saturday.
How are we doing, Mr. and Mrs. Olter?
We are doing all right. Got dessert in the oven and birria taco meat sitting in the pot over here, stewing away. I did turn the heat up some. What else? What else? Got some slaw here.
Yeah.
And I'm just have to sit here and wait for it to finish cooking. I didn't start this until, I don't know, it was like 12 o'clock, maybe a little later.
Something like that.
So, I mean, I thought, well, it's definitely going to have to cook for a while, so we were only at about not quite 2 hours yet, so I think it was about 1 o'clock when I finally got it going. Took a little while to prep everything out. I'm not crying, I'm just saying. I can hardly wait.
Steve says good, and then he says making butter chicken.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Butter chicken is good too. It is. I think I made butter chicken once on the stream.
Steve says, I'd love one of those tacos.
Oh, I'd love for you to have one. Yeah, if you were closer, that would be awesome. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Got your eyes burning?
Not a lot, but a little. I'm glad I didn't rub them any more than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get some jalapeno off my hand here real quick. All right.
Steve says, let's make suggestions for you to make again, shall we?
What's that?
Let's make it suggestions so that you can make it again.
What? Birria taco? Write it down. That's something I don't have the basket out, but we'll put it in it.
Okay.
Next week, and by the way, these top 5 this week or this month are not in any particular order. All right, I'm gonna have to move this just for a second.
Buttered chicken, he said.
Butter chicken. Okay,
So,
that's done. No, not quite. Not quite.
I'll be right back.
Okey doke.
I'm gonna go put this in the thing.
Okay. Let me try this again. Bake. Okay. And let's give it another. Set the timer. 5 minutes. It's close. But I still think it's a little bit loose on the top. We'll see. I'm going to give it that 5 minutes and I'll pull it out. And I don't think it'll be dry, which is my one of the things I don't like about baking some things like this. Baked mac and cheese can dry out on you too. So next week, see if I can remember what next week's top 5 will be. Do you remember?
You don't, but I can go look.
Okay. We'll find out here real quick. And when I do these, I'm doing the whole meal that I did that on the night that I did the live stream. So like last time with the tacos was the slaw and the bread pudding. So I'm trying a recreation, so to speak. We'll find out here what this old guy can find out. And see if she can see what the next one is. I certainly hope so.
Jambalaya,
Jambalaya.
jalapeno hush puppies,
Jalapeno hush puppies.
and deep fried cheese sticks or something.
Deep fried what? Cheesecake?
Yes.
So there you have it. Jambalaya with jalapeno hush puppies and deep fried cheesecake. That means I'm going to have a Friday stream.
And then schnitzel and goulash.
Yep. Then the next two after schnitzel and then goulash. Yep. So there you got it. Jambalaya next week. That sounds yummy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Early morning.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly early morning. That's okay. Just kind of makes for a longer day. That's, and I can't do them on long days like I used to. I'm gonna be dead any minute now. I want these tacos to be done.
Steve says schnitzel is great.
Oh, yeah. When I was in Germany, they had this little, on the base, they had a little German canteen for the workers, the German workers that were there. And they'd mostly do maintenance and stuff like that, but they had a little, little place for them. And I would go in to get food. And the first time I went in, I was with this sergeant that was I was working with that day, and he said, "Oh, get you a schnitzel sandwich, and just a breaded piece of pork on the bread," and it was amazing. It was so good. It needed nothing else. Just the meat on that bread was just fantastic. Now, it was, and I know now that my expectations were way higher than they should have been when I got the breaded pork sandwich at Culver's, which also had nothing on it, just the meat and the bread. But it wasn't good at all.
Joshua's here.
Joshua, happy Saturday.
And Ralph's back.
Welcome back, Ralph.
Was just outside helping Mom tie up the dahlias.
Ah, okay. I gotta get a fork here. I guess I should slide this back. Oh no, I gotta pull this out. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. Let me see if I can show you guys. See that?
Yep.
Yum. All right. So, get this wire rack over here. And I'll put it on the table.
Bates Motel. Hope you are doing well over there.
Bates Motel. Well, Bates. I don't think I'm doing very well, but I don't recognize the name.
Seems like
Is this your
maybe one?
Maybe? Yeah, I don't. I'm old and I forget. So, if you've been in before, forgive me. I get old and I'm in the way. I'm getting old, and I'm in the way. But anyway. We got Birria Tacos today, and I just pulled the bread pudding out of the oven. We got a slaw made and ready to go, and I'm just waiting for that meat to finish cooking. It's going to be a long wait. It always, you know how it is when you're hungry and you got something good to eat figured out, and the anticipation just makes you hungrier as the time goes by. And I'm going to have to show some restraint when it's ready, because right after the stream I've got a friend coming over. He's never had Birria Taco, so I invited him over to have some. So I'm going to have a taco for sure, and some slaw and a little bit of the bread pudding before the end of the stream. But I rest assured that I will be consuming several more tacos. I'll probably be regretting it later today. Probably. But that's it. Oh, well. They're too good not to overeat. So Does that make sense? They're so good, I'm definitely going to have to overeat.
How's the weather?
Warm. Warm, yeah.
Yep.
50 degrees or so today. It was very nice when we took the dogs for their walk. I almost didn't need my jacket.
It was nice.
It was really nice. In fact, it's been kind of weird, and you can tell that the seasons are starting to change. As the day before yesterday, in the night, we got about 4 or 5 inches of snow, and then by late that afternoon, it was almost all melted.
Yeah.
So it's getting to be that time of year. So we're going to run into some really cold days, and we're going to get some really nice stuff. So that's the beauty of this beast.
Eli says he's having his tacos with an ice cold Modelo, Modelo.
Oh, Modelo, cool. I've got an ice cold pickle beer that Val gave me when I went to go visit, but I don't think I'm going to have that with my tacos. I'll probably just drink some water, but.
And you got a Billy beer?
Billy beer? Oh, no. Yeah, there's Billy beer, but that was canned in the 70s. I can't imagine how horrid it would be.
That would be bad.
Drinking some decades-old Billy beer.
Bates Motel says, new here. I have a special request, please.
Okay. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And what is your special request? And now you got me wondering. You have a special request. Let me hear it. And there's about a 30-second delay between when I say it and when you hear it. That's why sometimes it seems like it takes forever for you guys to reply, but it's because of that time lag. It's live, but only so live.
Steak gorgonzola Alfredo.
Absolutely. Love steak gorgonzola. Not a problem. That was at one of the places I was managing. That was our one of the first things I put on the menu. Steak gorgonzola. And my boss, he absolutely loved it. Yep, a little steak gorg. It will be how this works. I've got a basket. Hang on. I'll just go grab it. Almost killed myself trying to get it. All right.
Steve says that sounds good, and Josh says, yeah, that sounds great.
Steak gorgonzola?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. So anyway, at one of the kitchens I managed, I made it, and the boss said, "Yep, that's going on the menu." All right, so there it is. It's in the basket, and that's what happened. This is where the dinner suggestions go. As you can see, there's quite a few in here, and I usually pick 2 weeks ahead. So when I pick one, it'll be for the week after that. But I'm going to be behind a little bit because of this month. I'm just doing my top 5. So, but on the 5th week, so the last weekend of this month, I'll be pulling 2. One for the following week and then one for the week after, and that'll put me back on the schedule. So that's how that works. Just set this out of the way here. Steak gorgonzola. Yeah, that's a great request. That is an awesome request.
We did throw that butter chicken in.
Mm-hmm.
I just carried it back to the other room and put it in back there.
Okay, good. So they're both in there. Awesome. And that's what we try to do when we get the requests in. Write them down and drop them in the basket right away. That way they don't get forgotten. Something like that. You know.
Yep.
How are we doing in here? Oh, wow. That really smells good. It just smells like food cooking. Mrs. Old Guy. Try a taste of the slaw. Tell me if it's any good. If it even compares to what we get there at El Tapati.
It's good.
Yay.
Might be pretty close.
Yay! Well, that's outstanding. I feel good right now. In fact, we'll just make that your fork here. She likes it. That's a bonus. So what's going on? Spring is going to be coming up, so that means we'll have the annual moving of the sheep. There's some rather large sheep ranches in the area, and there's a few cattle ranches as well. And every spring they move them from their winter homes into their spring homes, and they herd them down the highway.
Yeah.
It's the only place to go, and we've had a couple come right through our town. One once was on the highway, then another time was on the railroad tracks that run in back of our house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sheep farm too. They have some big ones. There's a pass not far from here that we like to go to in the spring and whatnot. And but they also have sheep up there that they have ranchers, whatever.
Yeah.
Guys go up in there. Like they look almost like a gypsy wagon kind of. It's a trailer that's got 4 wheels instead of 2, kind of like on one end or something, like a little house. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they'll go up there and stay all summer with the sheep. And then come fall, you have that same thing. Now you may not run into it at all, depending on when you go and where you're going, but we've ran into the cow trains a few times.
Yeah.
And same thing with the sheep. In fact, there was a sheepdog that made Polly jump out of the window last year.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah, well, she didn't hesitate at all either.
No, she out the window. Yep, and I expected to see a big dog fight because that was a full-grown Pyrenees.
Yeah.
And they're huge dogs. They got them to protect the sheep against wolves and other, coyotes and stuff. So it could have been bad, but luckily he just ran away. That was scary.
It was.
Yep. Thought I was going to be breaking up a big, ugly dog fight. Wow, that lid's hot.
She was messed up for a little while. She hurt her hip, but she's doing good now.
How we doing? Yeah. Well, definitely should have started it earlier. Because it's got a ways to cook, but that's the nature of the meat. Use inexpensive cut to make delicious food, and it takes a while to cook it. So it's okay. We got plenty of time now. We did flap the yap.
About an hour left.
Yeah, well, nobody may be watching us eat a taco because I'm not gonna pull it out and eat a rubbery, chewy taco. It's gonna have to cook all the way, and if I don't get it all the way done before the end of the stream, well, maybe I'll run a little long. You know, if our buddy shows up, I'm sure he won't mind. He may not want to be on camera, but we could certainly seat him at the table. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat it till that meat's done. I don't want to wait.
Ralph says, last weekend I volunteered to help with the rubbish cleanup after an event. We were just about to finish up and then found out that the people had put the rubbish in the skip bin only for organic waste.
Uh-oh. So you had to clean it all out? Everything but the organic stuff?
That'd be a drag.
Well, yeah. I had a little run-in with trash once. It was shortly after I got to Germany, and excuse me, it was my first time on maneuvers. They really hadn't had a place for me yet in the company, so they just put me with kitchen, and I did KP for 2 weeks, cleaning pots and pans with these Bunsen burner things. It was like a donut that sat at the bottom of a good size galvanized trash can, and it had a port in the back that you could open up and light the diesel fuel, and it would burn diesel and get that donut. It was about that wide, or about that tall and about that big around, set at the bottom of the can. That's what got the water hot. Mm-hmm. And after washing a few, you could put your hands through a layer of grease that's that thick floating on the top, and trying to get the pan out without just pulling it up slowly and letting it coat in grease. That was a pain in the ass, but getting out to the trash part, of course, we had to get the garbage onto a trailer, and it was just me and this other guy. We were both, just a couple of young idiots. Tossed all the bags up onto the trailer, and we had these couple of big 55-gallon drums just full of just food slop, just the crap that they had left over, and they scrape it in. The smell was horrible. But we set one of them up on there, and we grabbed the second one, and we just got it up there. And of course, this is where that learning curve comes. The trailer wasn't attached to a vehicle, and we put all that weight on the back, on the end. So what happened? Well, that front end of the trailer popped up, and those two big 55-gallon drums full of food slop just ploosh all over the ground. And I threw up, he threw up. It just smelled so bad. And then we had to use shovels and pick it all up. And that's when I learned, if you're going to load a trailer, especially if it's not connected to a vehicle, put the heavy stuff to the back. Oh, that was
Ralph said one of the other volunteers jumped into the skip bin to pull out the rubbish she could reach.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never fun messing with garbage.
No.
Some garbage is worse than others. There's just worse jobs, period. Like in my hometown there where I met Mrs. Old Guy many years ago, I was working at this place that handled hazardous materials, hazardous chemicals and stuff like that. So we'd get barrels full of God knows what. And it would get processed in different ways. And every now and then we would get, well, they'd move in these tankers and it would take a while to get to them. So a lot of them had stuff that would solidify and kind of settle on the bottom. And you couldn't drain it out. They got those plugs on the bottom. You could unbolt them and everything comes out. Couldn't do it that way because it was just thick, goopy sludge. So we had to get into these SCBA, self-contained air breathing something or other. It was a suit that we had to get into to keep from getting the chemicals on us, but it also had a hood with oxygen because you die pretty quickly in those chambers. That's what's, I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of a tanker, but it's got like these baffles that go down and smaller openings in between them, so you have to kind of step in, and that was miserable work. Scooping out the bottom port thing, just disgusting.
Ralph says it sounds like you had it a lot worse than us.
Well, I didn't. Luckily, I wasn't there too long at that job. The EPA shut them down. I don't know if they shut them down or made them move because they were kind of like right in town, and I think the risk of contamination and stuff was too much, so they either shut them down or made them move, one or the other. And I was real fine with not going with them. God, that was a long time ago. That's when I thought I didn't want to cook anymore. That was an interesting, I think it was like 3 years or so. It took a lot out of me to get that story out. Holy smokes. And the way things happened this morning, I couldn't have got this started any sooner than I did.
No, unfortunately.
Yep, I had plans on getting it going a lot earlier than I did so that it would be ready sooner, but that's not what happened. So it's just going to have to cook for a while. There's nothing I can do about it, except for what I'm doing. That's just let it do its thing. It's the connective tissues. It's all the connective tissues. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm probably just, here I am, flapping it.
Steve has a question.
Yes, please.
When did you make that awesome table?
When did I make this? In the fall?
Yeah.
Or was it over the winter? Not just a few months back.
Yeah,
It hasn't been too long. Let me think here.
He says it complements the kitchen ideally.
Yep, thank you. It's the same wood. In fact, the tabletop, these counters, and all of it that it's constructed from came from a local lumber mill down the road. So the materials to make the wood was actually pretty inexpensive. I think the total cost in wood for the two cabinets and the countertops was about $70 for all the wood on these.
Yep.
Just super cheap. The doors included, the drawers, all of it. And the table, maybe $25 or $30 maybe in wood. So I love using it. I love using it. I got 8x8 beams of the same wood also in the house. I don't know how to put it, in between rooms.
He says, good job for sure. And he says, oh, wow, wood is so, and Joshua says the wood is nice.
It is. It's beetle kill pine. Beetles, get into it, they infest it, and as it dies, because of the beetle's presence, I guess there's like an enzyme or something, and it stains the wood. You can get it red hue, but mostly it's blue.
Yeah.
And this table happens to be made out of some sapwood. So it's kind of like, how do I explain that? It's like a giant knot on the tree, kind of. And I think it's just because of the way of a branch that grew weird or something. I don't know, but pine is a pretty soft wood. I mean, you could take your fingernail and gouge a little thing into it. But with the sapwood, I was sanding this with 80 grit or 40 grit paper at first, just to get it down. And I would expect to see huge ruts and scratches, but it was just as smooth as could be. That's how tough that stuff is. It is full of sap. I think that's why they call it sapwood. Settles to the bottom part of the tree. That's what it is now that I think about it.
Ralph said when we finished up, that girl that jumped in the slop went home empty-handed. I was given a shirt, so I feel a bit bad about that.
Well, I don't think maybe she was that worried about it. I mean, it might have been nice, a gesture to get one, but that probably wasn't her main motivation to do it. So at least look at it that way, on a bright side, that, I mean, when you volunteer to do something, you do it without expectation of anything in return.
Yeah.
So that's how I've always looked at it.
Eli wants to know, how were the tacos?
How were the tacos? That's a good question. I don't know. How were they? Is yours ready? Or have you eaten, Eli? I'm still waiting for the meat to cook on this thing. Oh. So. I maybe could have used different meat that would cook quicker, but it wouldn't be the same. It would be a different chew to it. Like if I were to use tri-tip, I could use tri-tip in there and the meat would be tender, but it wouldn't be like the shredded meat that you get from doing it this way. So.
Yeah.
And not only that, meat like that tends to dry out if you cook it that way. Much better to bake a tri-tip or smoke. Think I need to make a pastrami. Haven't made one for a while. Love homemade pastrami, but the way I do it, it just seems to take forever. And it does, I guess, over a month. I'll make it. I'll get the meat ready and put it in the brine, and it stays in the brine for 30 days. Then after the 30 days, it gets pulled out and dried off and covered with the rub. And then it's got to sit for another day with the rub on it. And then you can put it in the oven or in the smoker and cook it for however long. And then you got to let it cool down again overnight. And then you can slice it and start eating it. So, about 33 days or so to make my own pastrami. Sometimes it's just easier just to go buy some. Well, of course it's easier. But I like to make my own. I've been doing it for quite a while. One of the barbecue places I was at, I was their pit master. And I talked him into putting the pastrami on the menu. And I kind of regretted that because it was a huge hit. So I was having to get several buckets going because we'd sell anywhere between 1 and 2 whole briskets of the pastrami a day. So that just kind of made it more difficult, along with everything else, to keep in proper rotation. Ah, the fun I had. I'm as tired of it as you are, and I hope that our children will come to love us in a better world. But I'm always counting on you. You guys. The mainspring of our country. Wound up just as tight as it is guaranteed for the life of the watch. And who's watching? People like you. And you. Okay, I'll shut up.
Steve says, what was the last food you had?
The last food? You mean last meal I had? Or last anything to eat? I ate a bologna sandwich a little while ago.
And I ate a few jelly beans.
She had a couple of jelly beans. The last actual meal we had last night, what did we have? I don't remember now. Tacos. Yeah. Just regular ground beef tacos. I mean, these tacos are so different that there's really no comparing the two. So I didn't mind doing 2 different kind of tacos 2 days in a row.
You said fast food.
The last fast food we had? Arby's.
Maybe I didn't read that right.
It was Arby's. It was the last fast food.
Yeah.
Yep. Yesterday we had to go to town to get the dogs another bag of food, and while I was getting the truck loaded, after we got it, we stopped at the local Arby's, and Mrs. Old Guy isn't fond of the roast beef, but she likes the ham sandwiches, and they brought those back. They were gone for 2 or 3 years. They're back now, so she's been enjoying having the ham sandwiches again.
Yeah.
Hot ham and Swiss melt, I think is what they call it now. And I always like to get the half-pound Arby's with lettuce and tomato. And then we got that, and then we went to Sonic. We drove to Sonic, and I got a slush, and I got our dogs some doggy patties.
Yeah.
So we sat there at Sonic and I ate our Arby's, and the dogs had their hamburgers. And oh,
Steve says, same, I did the fish sandwich, wasn't bad.
I don't think I've had the fish sandwich at Arby's. I think the last fish sandwich I had is going to be Popeyes. They had the, I think it was the Cajun catfish. It's been 3 or 4 years ago, but it was good. It was a really big piece of fish. It was like, holy smokes! We the two of us were barely able to finish it. It was a big sandwich. Oh wait, no, I got 2 sandwiches. That's it. We got a chicken one and the fish one. That's right. So we each ate half of both. Oh, that was hard. That was really hard to get through just there, guys. I haven't tasted that sauce yet. What do you think, guys? Am I going to have to do something to it? Do you think I'm going to need to add something? Or do you think I'm going to taste it and like it just the way it is? What do you think? Let me know.
Steve says catfish is good.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a couple of the kitchens I managed. We did catfish specials all the time, like blackened catfish or beer battered or whatever. I mean, we had cod too, but for fish and chips. But we always, would do a blackened of some kind or a Cajun catfish. I also did a blackened ahi tuna. That was good. Did an Asian one too. That with crusted with sesame seed. That was pretty good too. But I remember, I have to tell you this, when I had my restaurant, this gal came in and I think she was just somebody going through town, but ordered the tuna fish sandwich. So I didn't make my tuna sandwiches from canned tuna. I didn't make your regular like tuna salad. I mean, it was a tuna salad, but I used ahi and I would grill it and, cut it up and mix it with the other ingredients and make the sandwich. So this lady orders it and my server brings it out and my server comes back and she said, well, this lady's not very happy, I said, okay, well, I went out there and I talked to her and she said, this tuna tastes fishy. Oh, I didn't know how to reply to that. So I kind of, give her a little dog-like thing, how they tip their head and I it's fishy how? And she goes, well, it's just fishy. What kind of tuna are you using? And I said, well, I use fresh tuna. This isn't canned? I said, no. So that's what she was expecting, that salty, crappy canned tuna. And that's not what I used. She didn't like the fresh tuna. She didn't like it at all. So I forget what I made her instead. But this tuna tastes fishy. Wow.
Carol said it will be perfect.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. They just gotta have time to cook.
And Ralph says maybe it needs a half a cup of beetle juice.
Beetle juice. No. I prefer my food to be insect free.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
When was the last time we went to a toll lane?
Went to a what? A toll lane?
A toll.
Yeah. Where you had to pay. Yeah.
Did we do that in California?
No, no. The last one was down in the Denver area. That road between Highway 25 and out to the airport. There's a toll booth there. So I think that was the last one.
And we got a message saying that the toll needs to be paid by a such and such date. And it's like, I didn't remember it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to look at it because, yeah, I don't recall going through any.
Either,
So, I'll look at it. I'm probably not going to worry about it. I mean, even if it is something I need to pay, I don't imagine it's going to be but a few dollars. So.
Oh yeah, that's just great.
Yeah, I don't.
On our phone,
Yeah, I don't recall going to, like riding in an HOV lanes or something where they charge you. I may have, but anything's possible. The road highway system there in the Los Angeles area is crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They got them. I'm not used to that kind of driving, that's for sure. But I will say it was easier this time than it was the last time. That maybe I can't say because I knew a little more where I was going. I didn't. Maybe I knew more of what to expect, I guess, because it just didn't seem as bad. There I am going off on a tangent. It should say on there where the toll is from or what it's for.
It don't. But it does say it could affect your driver's license or your DMV record if you don't pay.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to look at that. Yep. Because it could be just a scam.
And that's kind of what I'm wondering.
You didn't pay the toll. Yeah, well, you don't know for whom the bell tolls. Gonna be dead any minute now. That's been 30 minutes. I doubt if it's that much more cooked, but I will check. And I remembered last time that burned my finger pretty good, so. Come here. Now, we're making progress.
Yeah.
We're making progress. We're getting there, guys. I'm going to give it about another 15 minutes. So we'll have time to at least have one before the clock strikes 1. Or we could just run a little long. But at least there's a significant difference between just now and when I checked it earlier. So that's a very good thing. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking another 15 minutes or so. I'll pull the lid off and I'll let it start to reduce a little bit. Did anybody ever answer as to whether or not they think I'm going to have to add anything to it?
No.
Wake up! Do you think I'm going to have to add anything to it?
Steve did say add.
Oh, Steve, okay. Thank you, Steve.
And Carol did say it will be perfect.
Okay, so we got one of
We got
each.
2, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's give it a taste. What did I do with my pot holder right there?
Yeah, I just seen that, Steve. Had to look back and check.
It's good. I don't know. It's hard to tell if it really needs anything. I'm going to let it. I'll take that lid off now and let it start to reduce some. I think it could use some salt. And that's about it. So, whoever said I'm going to need to add. don't think it has enough salt, and that's the flavor that's gonna take it up to the rest of the way. All right.
Eli says, what was that one adult beverage we had on stream once?
Adult beverage that I had on the stream once?
Yeah.
I don't remember having an adult. Do you mean that I drank or that I used in something? Because I don't ever remember having any kind of adult beverage on a stream. I don't drink, so.
Yeah.
Why did I do that? I want that to reduce. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
I mean, a couple weeks ago, I used
Drink.
a drink. I don't know. Neither one of us can remember a time where we drank any alcoholic beverage on the stream. Adult beverage. I just. Nope. I don't think I have. Really trying to think here. If I might have done something like on Christmas or something. Because I remember a few years ago we had a Christmas stream. But I don't know.
Was it that bottle of stuff you have sitting on the
No.
No.
No, we've had one little, tiny little drink out of it.
Yeah, I can't think of.
I guess I don't know. I guess I don't know. You'll have to tell me.
He says it was a can, I think. You blended it with ice or something.
I can't think of anything.
Might have been green apple something.
I'm sorry. I drink so rarely that, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of it either.
It's just, it's not something we do hardly ever. So, asking me when the last time was.
Ralph says, I'd still love to see you do a foraging video on your stream sometime. You'd be keen. If you would be keen.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, first of all, I would have to be able to have some kind of internet or something to, a Wi-Fi of some sort to stream from or with. And if there's any place for me to go foraging for anything, it's not going to be where I'm going to get any service. So that'll never happen on the live stream. I'm sorry. But from where there would be no place to get any Wi-Fi from.
Yeah. Steve says if you look for asparagus again this year, will you film some of it again?
Yeah, we'll be out looking for it again, and if I think about it, I'll grab the camera, get some. Some years we get more than others, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A few years ago, man, we got a big bag full. We had it for like 2 or 3 days. It was delicious. Yeah. But the last couple of years or so, it's been kind of sparse. There was a year that we missed it completely.
Yep, people didn't know before us.
Yep. And pretty short window of time to get them here. Lots of people look for them. So it's hard to find a patch where people don't get them. And where they do, it's win. So.
Eli says, I think it was around Christmas time. I will find the stream.
Okay. If that's the case, it might have been a hot buttered rum.
Oh, that might have
Because around the holidays, sometimes I'll drink a hot buttered rum or a mulled wine, which is wine that's got cinnamon and nutmeg and all that stuff in it. Clove. A mulled wine, I think is what that's called. But my guess it was probably the hot buttered rum.
Ralph says, meant on your channel, not stream. Sorry, got the words mixed up.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't. I generally don't forage. There's too many, especially for things like mushrooms. There's, I don't know enough about them. I won't mess with them. And there are some places where you can get some wild berries.
Yeah.
But that's also luck of the draw to find some that are ripe that nobody else has already picked or animal hasn't eaten.
Yeah.
Birds and bears and all kinds of critters, chipmunks and squirrels and stuff. They love the berries too. And,
Joshua said grilling cheeseburgers tonight with baked beans.
oh, yummy. That sounds delicious.
And Eli says, it was a can. I remember wanting to try it.
Huh.
We'll have to look back and see.
Yeah, I'll have to look back. I don't remember.
And Steve says, how often do you grill in the spring and summer?
Anyway, probably around 3 times a week, maybe 4,
Yeah.
depending. Yeah, all the
Quite a
time.
bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, use my smoker. I use the smoker in the winter, but when it comes to grilling and stuff, oh yeah, I do it as often as I can, just to help. We've got solar panels on our house, and of course, our meter runs backwards in the summer. So the more I cook outside, the more energy it saves for me in the winter. So we use the banked energy first. So a lot of times we don't even get much of an electric bill until January or February. By the time winter's mostly over.
Yeah.
So yeah, for flavor and for saving power, cook outside. Yep. And we got a bonus this last year. Our neighbor, he lives in California, but he's got a rental or a vacation property next door to us, and some really big overgrown cherry trees. And there's one that was right by his front door that was dead. The trunk has a hole in it about that big around. There was a one branch or two that was still living. But so I told him about it, and he had somebody come and cut it down. And so I got a whole tree of cherry wood now that I can use in my smoker. So I just got to knock off the part that's rotten. So hey, it's a whole bunch of cherry wood. So I'm looking forward to using that this summer and this spring and summer. Yep. I'll do everything from using it to smoke with to grill with, burn it up and get a nice pile of coals going and use that instead of charcoal or whatever. Sometimes I'll use chunks of pine wood, get a set of coals going with that, but they don't last as long as the cherry. So how are we doing here? Is this going to be good enough yet? Come on. Let go of it. All right, let's see if the meat's tender at all.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Finish getting some food going here.
Yay.
Turn that off. Want to use this electric skillet to do the tortillas. That way I can do more than one. I guess I'll put it over here. Okay. Now, don't pop the breaker. All right. Get that cranked up to 350. Pull that off the heat and let some of that oil start to separate a little bit. We are close. Let's get some little queso. Queso. Is that okay, Eli? Is that appropriate? Queso fresco? That's what I'm using.
Steve says, I didn't know you guys had solar panels.
We do. We do.
Like 20 of them.
Yeah, 20. I'd like to add a few more and get a what do you call it? A battery bank, for a power backup in case the grid goes down, which it has.
He says it runs the entire house in the summer?
Yeah, it runs the house and it will run backwards. Even if I'm in here cooking and, lights and computers and everything are on, in the summertime, it runs backwards because of the sunlight. And that's how we save energy, bank it.
Yeah.
We get a little, with our bill, which isn't really a bill, it's just a connection fee. It shows us, there's a place to show us how much energy we have banked. Last year we banked over 800 kilowatts. So it took us up until January,
I think January.
January or February. What was it last? I think last month we had the highest bill. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's fun to watch the meter go backwards.
Yeah, it is. He says that's awesome.
It is.
Washer and dryer runs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's using that's using everything in the house. Like regular, like normal. We don't bank as much if I cook all the time using the stove or the oven, but that's why I cook a lot outside when the weather's nice. Both for the flavor and for the fact that we save a little more energy. All right. I think I'm going to pull out some plates.
Yay.
I'll pull out 3 plates. 3 bowls. Can you reach behind you and get into that cupboard?
Yeah.
There's souffle dishes. 3 of them to put this consomme in. Can you reach them okay?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Something to dip these in, right? Let's get this cheese cut open. What? All right. Now the fun part. It's going. Doink, I'm gonna. It will help if I get some of that meat shredded up first.
Yep.
Okay. Gotta think about what I'm doing here. Before I start pulling it apart, I'll give you guys a peek. Hope you can see okay.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
All right. Get this meat shredded. Go ahead and open up the back door again, please, Mrs. Old Guy. Oh, that's nice. That's shredding up perfectly. Get enough for a couple tacos here. Okay. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. One more. Yum. All right. Get the cheese on here. Oh. Get your cheese on. Okay. Some meat. I'll show you guys this before we dive into it. Come on. Get over there. Looks amazing. Let those crisp a little bit. I'm looking for the other. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Almost there, guys. Let's get it. Didn't get a spoon for the slaw. Here's your coleslaw. Here's your fork.
Thank you.
There's that taco. Throw a little bit of, just a little bit of cilantro on there. And a lime wedge. Can you show the, oh, I forgot to put the onion on. Let's get a little onion. Okay, I'll leave that open. Here, show the folks. Yum. All right, guys. Now, just got to give you the, I guess you want some of this, huh?
Yep.
Okay, consommé.
Thank you.
Yep. Can you? I don't know how you're going to show that. I'll try and show them when I dip my taco here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
Shut this off for right now. Okay,
Eli says taco time.
taco time is right.
This was my taco, right?
Yes, it is. That is your taco.
And I tried to give it back.
You tried to give it back?
Who knows? In the pictures.
You don't want to do that.
Oh.
Eat your taco. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, it is. Some cilantro. Little onion. Squeeze a little lime on there. All right. Now let's dip that. Let me put this on here. This is. Dip that in there. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, how good is it?
Yum.
Mmm. Oh, yeah.
Delish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yep. Well, these are a hit. They are delicious. Take a bite of the slaw here. Mmm.
Yeah, everything's really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, I'm glad it cooked in time. Wow. That is really, really, really good.
Ralph told Eli that it could be time consuming, but it is possible to open OG's videos and search for keywords. He said like a can of or whatever, and then he says there does look to be websites that can search the whole channel, but it's hit and miss.
Well, yeah, I've been streaming here for what, 3 years at least.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few to look through. It's so worth the wait.
Yeah, delicious.
Fantastic. So next Saturday, jambalaya, jalapeno hush puppies, and deep fried cheesecake.
Yum.
So that means I will have a Just Dessert Friday this week. So I hope to see you guys there. And just rest assured that we're going to enjoy the bread pudding. It turned out beautiful. It's probably going to taste just amazing. But I am going to go ahead and get out of here. Just because I got my buddy coming over and I'd like to have things together just a little bit. But as always, you guys make the channel. If it wasn't for you, this absolutely would be worthless. And it truly is something that I look forward to doing every week. And I just love the community that we have here. There's only been, I think, 1 or 2 people out of the whole time that I've been on get themselves removed. And so I think that just goes to show the type of people that sit and watch Old Guy Cooking on Saturday nights, and I sincerely appreciate it. I really do. I'm going to get out of here, so I'm going to ask you to please give back in your community somehow, okay? Some way, somehow, help a neighbor, bring in some groceries, whatever it is. Just do something to help out and give back in your community somewhat, okay? I'm going to get out of here. Everybody, thank you. I'll see you next Saturday night with jambalaya. Bye-bye. Okay. Give Junior a call.
19 views.